Hello and welcome back to the Norwegian campaign, or technically Scandinavian campaign, in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. So a month or so has passed since last time. Sank a couple of lonesome DDs. Nothing major. And we now have some battles and a new situation on our hands. Chinese have launched a naval invasion of Sumatra. So let's see here. Let's do these battles first and figure out what to do. This army advance is stuck on 17%. For some reason, I only have an army force of 309, but they can't seem to push me out of there. Let's do the task force first. We got Fryktløs and Magnus Barfot and Hugin up against 1 heavy and 4 light cruisers. Let's go. Now the thing is, these 3 ships are being sent from ports somewhere, which means that any damage they take is gonna have to be repaired. That's gonna impact my my shipbuilding capacity again. And the weather is the weather. Got a pretty good cruiser here, though. These 10-inch guns I've found are very good against French light cruisers. The battleships will have to take care of the heavy cruiser. And with this heavy cruiser being fairly maneuverable, it should be able to dodge torpedoes, provided I'm paying attention to the torpedoes and not just sail straight into them. It is cloudy. It's not the very annoying kind of cloudy where you can hardly see the ocean, so it's not too bad. This time these 2 ships are fully stocked on ammunition, and they still have their towers. Let's see, how close is the enemy? There they are. "24 kilometers away." .6 kilometer range on these 10-inch guns. Let's see, you have 11.8 kilometer torpedo range, 12.5. Let's just pay attention to when the enemy launches. Battleships, are you in range of Gloire yet? There you go, we got torpedo launch. Now we turn away. And we get a flash fire on this one. Fryktløs is engaging the enemy heavy cruiser. And Hugin does seem to be able to avoid enemy torpedoes. We took a flooding hit, though, from the enemy heavy cruiser. This one is now out of torpedoes, because the launchers blew up. It's kind of not a big threat at the moment. That one is out of torpedoes. This one still has torpedoes. I'd like my battleships to fire AP at that enemy cruiser. Hopefully it should do some damage. Or just get blocked, I guess. Milan has torpedoes. And she just launched. There we go, flash fire on Gloire. That's nice. That means some of our guns popped off. This poor light cruiser is not long for this world. So that's one enemy cruiser down. I think that torpedo was aimed at my heavy cruiser, and it just applied a lot of lead. But my battleships are so far safe and sound. Let's see, torpedoes, no torpedoes, torpedoes. Let's focus the ones that still have torpedoes. The one with no torps is basically not a threat, because the 6.1 inch guns are kind of small. There we go, flooding. They have not launched. Hopefully they'll not get to launch before I sink them. That one did not get to launch. Now we have the fog again. Alright. One light cruiser left, no torpedoes. I want the battleships to turn their guns back to the heavy cruiser. Battleships have taken no hit so far. My heavy cruiser is already slightly damaged, but that should be a simple 1 month repair, unless she takes a lot more damage, which is of course possible. It could happen. Like that, for example, that suddenly turned into a 2 or 3 month repair. So we're gonna pull you out of here. See if we can get another flash fire on that cruiser. Yeah, it's got cordite, so that's why its guns are longer range and more accurate than my 10-inch guns on Hugin. But obviously not as safe. That's why it's missing a turret. Did those torpedoes blow up, or torpedoes destroyed? Yeah, okay. So, she did not launch. She's being picked apart now by the big battleship guns. So far so good. I don't 50% armor quality though. That's pretty solid for a heavy cruiser. Oh yeah, there I see. 2.6-inch third inner belt. That's why these things are so hard to kill. That's equal to 26 inches of belt protection. Now let's see, that put me back over my shipbuilding capacity. Hugin, 6-month repair in Bilbao. I guess we're suspending repairs on Tyr then. So we're not over capacity. So that should mean Hugin's repair will take 3 months. Yeah. That's not so bad. And we got a convoy battle here. Nonsuch, the one that got away from all my light cruisers, is back in action against Berserker 04 and Viking 07. Now this is maybe one of those battles I just should not take, because I'm pretty sure Nonsuch will outgun my DDs. I've got Mark III 4-inch guns on Viking, Mark III 5-inch guns on Berserker, just single barrels. They got Mark 5, I think it's Mark 5 4-inch guns, doubles. And yeah. I might have to rely on hitting them with torpedoes. At least the DD. And then, well, I could probably gun down the transports without too much difficulty. There are the transports. If I can just get in, gun down the transports, get out. Like, that might work. There's the enemy DD. Viking 07, you will try to launch torpedoes against Nonsuch. And hopefully not get hit by our own torpedoes. These torpedoes will not hit. They're far too much lead. We're gonna hit the enemy DD though, before it guns down Berserker. No. But Viking 07 can gun down the last two transports, then maybe get out. That's kind of what I'm banking on if I don't eat a bunch of torpedoes here. Which I didn't see. And this is why I need DDs that are good at both launching torpedoes and gunning down enemy DDs. Because they might need to do both. Let's see if we can gun down these guys. If I can just find an angle with my guns. Or is that impossible? There's the enemy DD. Yeah, it's gonna kill me. Just a much better gunfighter. So, now then. I got plenty of tonnage here. Let's send some tonnage over here. Let's pick the ones that are not too damaged. Well, Svea has taken damage, but I want her in the fight. I want the DDs in the fight too. Giga has just been repaired. Like so, let's take one more battlecruiser. We're gonna have to reinforce the invasion fleet with something. Like these battleships here, for example. And actually this battleship here too. The Greek one. The Byzantine battleship. Yeah. Alright. What do you have here, Britain? 1 DD? Sure. Let's send Surai Sai into port here so she can deal with convoy missions. Let's still 100%. 2 turns left. 3 turns left. And 3 turns here. But the goal is just to make sure it doesn't happen and gain enough victory points over the Chinese that they bow out. Of course, they're going to remain in the war as long as this is active. So, there's that. Let's see, the ships we got from the Byzantine Empire. Poseidon, 1904. That's a very early dreadnought. That is 1 year earlier than Fryktløs. Interesting. And the other ones are from 1916 and 1918. Alright. Okay. Mark IV 7-inch guns in 15 months. Let's make that 6 months. Because I would like to have those on my light cruisers. Make them actually a little bit more effective. Let's go. Alright, admirals getting fired. Russia and Portugal. And that means I'm at war with Portugal as well. Yeah, that alliance with Russia really was kind of pointless. None such. Let's try and get it this time. And I've decided to just go with this one heavy cruiser, Surt. Because it's the fastest in this task force at a whopping 25 knots. And I know these 10-inch guns make short work out of enemy DDs. There you go, we've been spotted. And they have launched torpedoes, so we're already maneuvering to avoid those. And hopefully we're able to avoid them. Depending on exactly what my heading was when they were launched. There we go. First volley avoided. Now I can confidently get a little bit closer. It is hiding in his little smoke screen. I'm guessing this one DD has almost like a legendary status in the British fleet, having actually survived multiple battles and even scored a victory. But that's about to end now. There we go. Yeah. 10-inch HE has enough penetration to go through destroyer armor. Now we get some more battles. Let's see, the Chinese have arrived here. Will I make it in time? Possibly. Possibly, maybe. This is still stuck at 17%. What are you doing here, France? You got a battleship versus a light cruiser. It's Kronprinz. Finally finishes her repairs and instantly is thrown into a battle against a light cruiser. What's the convoy battle here? 2 lights versus a heavy Ariadne class. I don't have high hopes for this. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna work. This one, I guess we can try. If we can just score some good hits. This should be possible. I mean, it's a battleship versus a light cruiser, but it's a very modern and pretty good light cruiser versus a very old and not that good battleship. .14 kilometer is my main gun range on the Mark II 13.4s. There are torpedoes in the water. We're gonna start turning now. That way. Now straighten out, see what kind of accuracy we can get out of those main guns. Not amazing accuracy, but at least we did not get hit by the torpedoes. There we go. That's a decent hit. I'm slowing it down quite a bit. Should make it easier to hit it again. Like that. Now it should not be able to get away from me. Of course, if it gets closer and turns and unleashes torpedoes from the other side, I could be in trouble. Let's just hope they're not that smart. There we go. Main guns are going through the main belt now. Torpedoes are gone. So I think we got them. Let's put this old guy on the thumbnail. Sailing into the sunset. And it's almost sunset for Kronprins anyway, but it's definitely sunset for Neely. Alright. I'm just not gonna do this convoy battle, because that's a very bad deal. That will definitely cost me 2 light cruisers. I'm pretty sure of it. I just don't see a reality in which they can sink that heavy cruiser. So, let's see. We got some ships here. Now ready. Ready for action. That's 100% still. That's 100% still. Okay, where are your ships, France? Where are you sending your ships? Down to help the British? Apparently. Let's see, that is Poseidon. Not gonna give it a refit right now. Let's see what happens in October. We strike some ports. We fight one Raccoon class light cruiser. 1 billion for a light cruiser. 160% armor quality. 7 quintuple deck torpedo tubes. Well, so that light cruiser is worth the same as 3 of my battlecruisers, more or less. So let's make it a fair fight. We've got 3 battlecruisers already set up in a division here. They can deal with the enemy light cruiser problem. Granted, these are pretty old battlecruisers, and they're not... Are they even fast enough to still be considered battlecruisers at 25 knots? Maybe not. I mean, that's not terrible, but that's not a lot of armor. Well, it's got 1.1 on the third inner belt. That's equal to 11. So it's not actually terrible. Semi-ballistic, heavy shells, no radar, electric torpedoes at 12.1 kilometer range. Yeah, let's go. Let's just hope these battlecruisers behave. And they're hiding in their little smoke screen. That is cute. You can keep doing that. I wish I could spot them though, because they are in range. There you go, 18 kilometers. And my chance to hit is not terrible. As we can see. Let's just try and sink this before it launches all those torpedoes at us. Like that. Good. Yeah. I mean, if anyone can afford a light cruiser at that cost, it would be Britain. They have a pretty sick economy. Okay, we get Harald Hårfagre and Odin, supported by 5 heavy cruisers, 2 of which are the very old French ones. So 3 heavy cruisers and 2 old things. Ariadne class heavy cruiser. That's the one I did not want to fight with my light cruisers. I guess battleships might do it. Let's see here. Let's organize this this mess. Let's have these two just follow the battleships. Einherjar and the other ones, you can be one division like this. Like that. That's what I was trying to do. If you can behave. So, we still only have Mark II 12-inch guns on these battleships. Okay, Cert, you're a bit faster than the other cruisers in that division, so I'm taking you out. Then having the other two join you. So you can be the lead ship. It's a bit easier to deal with. Okay, fine. Make it more difficult than it has to be. Fine. Instead of you just following... whatever. I can see where the enemy is. Or which direction they are. But I can't actually see them. Downside of having outdated ships with terrible tower spotting compared to their fairly modern stuff. But we are in gun range of Suffolk. Of course, I will not spot their torpedoes until they're almost on top of me. I don't know. Keep firing at the. No, don't switch your main gun target. Yeah, there we go. Torpedo hits. Oh, plug it up. And two more. And an Odin as well. Why couldn't these be fighting the lone DD? And the yeah, she's gonna sink now. And the Battlecruisers take on this this formation. That would have been much better. What kind of armor do you have? 8-inch main belt. Why are you not turning this way? Be able to make Suffolk surrender, I think. She's got all those deck launchers. Odin has a decent chance to hit with her 12-inch AP. That should cause some main belt penetrations. There we go. Getting some floodings on Suffolk. These two old tubs can't just head straight into the Medidi formation. That's close. Taking out the tower on Suffolk. It's got underwater tubes too, of course. Sir, would you consider maybe loading AP? Like that. See, isn't that more effective? Cert might be going down now too. Not even to torpedo hits, but just to 10-inch hits from that enemy cruiser. There we go. At least we're sinking the enemy cruiser. I take out the DDs before they launch more torpedoes. Hopefully. I think we should be able to. Cert is still afloat. Walton sinks. Searcher left. Searcher evaporates. Nice. That did cost me a pre-dreadnought battleship though. One that I know a lot of you liked. But at least Odin is still afloat. And yeah, this one is gonna need some repairs. And here we go. Here's the Chinese fleet. Zexu class battleship. 669 million. 25 knot top speed, almost. 10 14-inch guns. Guohuan class battleship. 19.7 knots, 12 12-inch guns. Pack. 16.1. 6 13.2 guns? Is this a pre-dreadnought? It might actually be. Yeah, it has to be. That small? That's a pre-dreadnought. Shengshu class battlecruiser. Possibly very small too. Hubei class heavy cruisers. These, I think, are also well, pre-dreadnought is not exactly the right term for a cruiser, but of that era. How about the light cruisers? This one looks fairly modern. The other one's not so much. DDs might be kind of good. Torpedo boats. Now these would have to be quite old. So I think we can do this. Now they have one battleship that is probably pretty good, or at least okay. They had one light cruiser that also looked to be quite decent, but it's probably in a division with a bunch of old boats that can't go that fast. I can see what kind of hull the heavy cruisers are built on, so not too worried about them. Let's see, let's organize this mess. Let's have all of you in one big happy family. The Valkyrie is alone. That's just the way I would have liked it, so that's perfect. The Vikings and Berserkers are together. Let's see, no, they can't be together because Berserker is slightly faster, and that just causes pure chaos if they try to be in a formation. So they're just not going to be in a formation together. How are we on ammo? Svea, good ammo. Riga, good ammo. Ilmarinen. Venämäinen. Ilmarinen a bit short. Märta, good. Let's take a look at that Chinese battleship. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Just, well, visually, it does not look bad at all. Yeah, that is pretty decent. Mark II 14-inch guns, Cordite 2 Dunite, explosive. It's got Citadel 3 and see, RDF Coincidence 3. Standard shell size, standard ammo. I don't know. Probably okay. Maximum bulkheads. Extra beam and draft. Cordite and Dunite combination though. Could be a bit of a shortcoming. I definitely outranged them with my my 14-inch guns. Let's see, we got a big cloud of enemy DDs coming in. And torpedo boats. What kind of torpedoes do you have on your torpedo boats? China, 5-kilometer range. Not terrible. 5-kilometer. I mean, it's not too bad. Let's select some targets here. Okay. There's not much to select because everything is out of range. At least their capital ships are out of range. But soon to be in range. Let's take a look at the other ships. They're Battlecruiser Mark II 11s. Decent armor, but of bad quality. The other battleship has already taken damage. 12-inch Mark II. Not very good armor. Not very good main gun range. This time we have found some enemy torpedo boats that Valkyrie might actually be able to outgun. Did not have too much luck against the British. So the British built some very good DDs. Let's see, here are the Chinese DDs. 4.9 kilometers. 7.6 kilometers from this one. Fast torpedoes. 24 inch. The same as mine. That's probably their most modern DD. Okay, Valkyrie. Keep gunning them down while getting closer. You can drop your torpedoes against Andong. Or you can just take a big battleship hit like that. And sink. Well, she wasn't outgunned by the enemy DDs, that's for sure. That was one hit from a 14. We got her torpedoes away though, but she's not really a torpedo boat, so that's not that important. Okay. Svea, Riga, Ilmarinen, Venämäinen, and Märta. Yeah, there's their pre-dreadnought battleship, alright. Same hull as Kronprinz, excuse me. Let's see, these two guys. Viking 06 and 05. You have your torpedo targets. And you might even get out of this alive. You might even get out of this alive, and might even score some good torpedo hits. There we go. Torpedo hit on Zexu. Torpedo hits on something. Not as many as I thought. 5 torpedo hits in total. Viking 05, you're in good shape. So you can do that again at some point. Back to the battle line. See if we can clear away some of these armored cruisers. You had, yeah, 19.1 kilometer range on those 14-inch guns. Chill out here doing donuts. far so good. Putting these things out of their misery. And then on to the battleships. Zekshu is pretty much the only one to actually worry about here, as far as capital ships go. And she's proved she can actually hit stuff with those 14-inch guns. And if that stuff happens to be a DD, it's in for a lot of hurt. .5 kilometer torpedoes, though. That's pretty good for what looks like a very antiquated armored cruiser. Yeah, it's these hulls. The ironclad cruiser hull that I was using at the start of this campaign. But just because the hull is old doesn't mean the ship is old. You can see by the armor quality and the torpedo range, they cannot be actual 1890s ships. Probably just built just before these hulls went obsolete. There we go, the armored cruiser threat, quote unquote, is soon no more. Sumatra, are you in range of anything? You can target that battlecruiser, I guess. Your big 16s. You're not quite ready with your torpedoes yet, Battleship 3. But almost. You're almost ready. Even when my guns miss, they do delete things. Almost ready with these torpedoes. Oh no, of course, Jeksu is the one I want to launch torpedoes at. Never mind the pre-dreadnought. This thing is the big prize. And there they go. Will that actually result in any torpedo hits, though? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Meanwhile, my battlecruisers are getting a little bit far away. Looking good. This one should hit. Or maybe not. No, it's gonna miss. Ah. That's too bad. Got two more. Come back and try and do something. Berserker is getting out. She's safe. Svea. Actually, I need to pick out new targets for all of you, or you're just gonna waste ammo trying to hit the torpedo bolts. You can put the secondaries on the torpedo bolts, though, when they get closer. Or when you get closer. I'm gonna risk dropping down to cruising speed. Or is that just gonna mess up the formation? These torpedo bolts had not good torpedo range, did they? 5 kilometers. They're gonna be in secondary range long before that, even for the 1.6s. There we go. Main tower on Zexu is gone. Marta, you're targeting that one too. Ilmarinen. Venämäinen. All secondary guns. Please delete this this DD. There we go, deleting some light cruisers. Yeah, Zexu is not doing too hot. Let's see. I guess that works. Once again, the Battlecruisers have rushed to the far side of the world to protect my colonies. Successfully dealing with enemy task forces, greatly outnumbering themselves. Where's that one light cruiser they had that had 30 knot top speed? Did it just accidentally sink from something not aimed at it? Would be pretty funny if that was the case. Let's see, Svea, Riga, Marta, Venämäinen. There you go. That's the one that was pretty fast. And then secondaries back to the closest DD. Marta is kind of getting punished here. Yeah, 5.5 kilometer range on these torpedoes. It's not like it's super super advanced, is it? Jeksu is turning. Broadside. A big, pretty nice target. A couple of good hits, and she is down for the count. So is that light cruiser. Let's see, Viking. You got your torps. Good. Viking 05, how about you? I'm just gonna do a sail by here. Have her target the battlecruiser. Okay, let's see. Like so. Let's not worry about that battleship. I think it's gonna get torped. I think it's gonna get torped pretty good here. There we go. 3 torpedo hits on the enemy battleship, finishing her off. Viking 06, almost in torpedo range of that enemy battlecruiser. And here we go. If I take a screenshot like this, you're gonna think that's the Crown Prince sinking. Because it's the same hull. There we go. Anyway, let's just finish off the small fry now. Then head for home. This thing is exploding as well. This is starting to look like a pretty good victory. I lost that Valkyrie DD at the start to one very lucky enemy battleship shell. That's pretty much all the damage they did. And that was that. That was the Chinese task force trying to take my island. -1 ship somewhere? Here. Okay. I thought it was hiding somewhere far, far, far away, but it's just sitting right there. So we can deal with that. There it is. Enemy DD. See if I can do a lot of damage with my battleship guns against an enemy DD as well. Well, battlecruiser guns, but same. Alright. Pretty nice. And with that, China should ask for peace, and they do. And this is gonna fail next turn. Presumably. Does China have an navy left? Or was that all they had? That was almost all they had. Alright. %50. Yeah, they're actually pushing in now. But that should be done next turn. Then we can get a peace treaty. Hopefully. That should be done next turn too. Yeah, even though I only have 300 men, that should not be a one-turn naval invasion. If it is, I'm just gonna have to take it back. Let's move these two out to sea. Alright, let's see how that goes. And China has a revolution. And everyone seems to be fighting China now. Well, I've still got northern Spain. I've gotten Morocco back. So that is good. I think I'm just gonna do this off camera. It's a single DD. It's Arnaberg can do that on her own, no problem. So that's it for now. Yeah, the rest of this war probably just off camera, I guess, maybe, and then I'll see you back for some ship design when it's time to do that. Both refits and new ships, because I've got the modern battleship hulls now, and also I need new DDs again. Goodbye, and take care.